Due to its nature, Sturmgeschütz III's main role was infantry support with the accompanying morale effect. But it was also dependent on the infantry in close combat due to its own vulnerabilities: weak sides, roof and rear armor, lack of visibility, weak arc of fire, and no close defense system. It is stated that it could deal successfully with anti-tank guns due to its low profile and thick frontal armor. Sturmartillerieabteilung, or assault artillery battalions, comprised of an HQ and 3 batteries, each with 6 vehicles, 3 platoons of 6 Sturmgeschütz III vehicles. Revised in 1942, this was raised to 7 vehicles, the extra StuG being given to the battalion commander. The battalions were independent and only under the High Command authority, but in some cases a provisional organic inclusion in divisions was allowed for special tasks. However, these units were rarely put under the command of an artillery commander. Efficient communication had to be ensured to allow a rapid redeployment of the battalion in support of various units inside the division. Firing positions must be chosen with care and well camouflaged to hide them from ground and also air observation. A warning was issued not to split any platoons into smaller units in order to keep some amount of firepower, and only reserve this practice for exceptional short-duration support missions. Urban combat or night missions were also disapproved. It was recommended to gradually withdraw these platoons for refueling and resupply operations at the rear, and in any case the vehicles had to be serviced after 4 to 5 days of mission. Due to their lack of vision, close infantry cooperation was required to prevent any encounter with obstacles and mines. The role of the infantry is especially crucial when dealing with possible sides and rear enemy infantry attacks. Careful pre-positioning, camouflage, sufficient frontal arc of vision, and firing without warning were all considered essential. Planning a safe retreat path and safely withdraw for refueling and rearm is also noted. Smoke ammunition was to be used in this case and to blind the enemy flanking attacks, but in 1942 the total allocation for smoke rounds was reduced to 10% of total. As breakthrough operations went, the Sturm artillery battalions only intervened after the breakthrough was done, but right after the first wave of tanks and before the arrival of tracked artillery and infantry. They were to secure the flanks and prepare the terrain for infantry to follow, destroying fortified positions, especially bunkers. Close cooperation with flamethrower-carrying assault engineers ensured maximal efficiency. On the move, it was considered essential for the StuG not to run at more than 25 km per hour with large gaps between vehicles and leapfrog their way to the objective, allowing the infantry to catch up and stay close. Crossing bridges had to be carefully handled and no more than 8 km per hour with 30 meters intervals. When operating with an infantry division, the division commander retrained the unit as long as possible under his own direct control. They were to be used in the interval between the advanced spearhead and the main body, and only in rare cases on the first line. In attack, units were attached to infantry regiments. It is questionable to use StuGs for battery tasks on fixed targets that could be instead disposed of by divisional artillery. The StuGs were best employed to deal with previously unknown enemy positions and nests of resistance, assisting the infantry to carve its way through deep enemy defense lines, but with a backup of heavy infantry weapons or divisional artillery. In all cases, detailing attack procedures stated that the StuGs had to be ready to intervene after the infantry started the attack, or held in reserve after enemy positions were duly identified. In both cases, never spearheading an assault. A platoon commander was encouraged to constantly cooperate with the most advanced infantry platoons and never be put under the command of an artillery commander. In case of defensive action, StuGs were only to be used as a secondary resource after the anti-tank guns had been decimated or overrun. In that case, the StuGs were to be advanced to the shortest distance of fire, helped by their low profile.